Hello, and welcome to the Affidavit of Graduation Portal User Guide demonstration video. In this video, we will cover Affidavit of Graduation Overview and Affidavit of Graduation Portal User Guide. When students apply for initial licensure, their name and relative education details are placed on a list of student records, requiring an affidavit of graduation from the nursing program as proof of education. Once the affidavit of graduation request is reviewed and approved or rejected by the nursing program, the portal will automatically and seamlessly update the Board of Nursing. To ensure a positive flow of communication, a recurring email is sent to all nursing program users, which contains a notification directing the user to log into the portal to process pending affidavit of graduation requests. Once the nursing program user clicks the link in the email, they are taken to the Affidavit of Graduation login page to begin the process. Upon successful login, the nursing program users will be presented with a list of students that require Affidavit of Graduation approval. Only active nursing program users, with permission, can access the list of students for Affidavit of Graduation. If a nursing program user requires additional access or permission, they should contact their portal administrator. Nursing students may be associated with a unique identifier, like last four of their Social Security number or NCSBN ID. In the event a student's education details are inaccurate, the nursing program user with the appropriate permission can edit student education details by selecting the student's first or last name. The nursing program user, with the appropriate permission, will have the ability to record or view any notes or comments and upload or view supportive documentation. These comments are viewable by the Board of Nursing. If there are existing comments or uploaded documentation, comments and documentation are visible from the home page by selecting the More option within the student record. Only nursing program users with the appropriate permissions will have the ability to edit student education information. Editable student education information includes degree obtained, start date, date of graduation, and expected graduation date. Please note, any changes made to the student education information will only be retained if the Save button is selected. The review process is the initial step in a two-step verification process for approval or rejection of Affidavit of Graduation requests. The portal permits nursing program users with the appropriate permissions to mark a student record as reviewed. To mark a student record as reviewed, select the student record, and there is an option to mark as reviewed. Any changes made to this list of students will only be captured if the Mark as Reviewed button is selected. Now the record is ready for approval, and the item count has increased. Remember, if you exit out of the Affidavit of Graduation without pressing the Mark as Reviewed button, all changes will be lost. Notice after pressing the Ready for Approval button, the student record was moved to the Affidavit of Graduation Final Approval page. Only nursing program users with the appropriate permission will have the ability to approve student records. To approve an Affidavit of Graduation request, first select the target record or records. Then the nursing program user must attest to the validity of the information as a part of approving the Affidavit of Graduation record. Now the student record is ready for approval. The nursing program user will press the Submit Approval button. The Affidavit of Graduation request is now approved. If there is more than one record requiring approval, there is a Select All option. Acknowledge the attestation and press the Submit Approval button. Please note, any changes made to the list of students ready for approval will only be captured if the Submit Approval button is selected. If you exit out of the Affidavit of Graduation without pressing Submit Approval, all changes will be lost. All Affidavit of Graduation requests have been approved. The nursing program user, with the appropriate permission, can select the student's name to visit the Edit Student Information page, where they can reject the Student Affidavit of Graduation request. A student record must first be marked as reviewed in order to enable the ability to approve or reject the Affidavit of Graduation request. If the first step of the two-step verification process has occurred, the reviewed option is already selected and the request can be rejected. The nursing program user must provide a reason in the comment section as a part of rejecting an Affidavit of Graduation request. Remember, these comments are viewable by the Board of Nursing. The record has now been rejected. If the nursing program user receives this message or doesn't have access to perform a function they require, please contact your portal administrator. The Affidavit of Graduation Portal delivers electronic requests for approval of Affidavit of Graduation to nursing programs for the Board of Nursing as a form of primary source verification.